Hi guys, welcome back to Paper Confessions with Karamia, back to show you a few little project share ideas on how to use these gorgeous trims that I got from Craftspire. So the first one here, look at how much yardage you get for this amount, and it is truly a beautiful and elegant looking trim. I can imagine it in a boho journal, vintage journal, a glam journal, fashion journal type style. So I'm going to be showing you two ways or two project shares of what I've done and how I've used them. I think it is so pretty. So I make pretty large journals, and I love creating wraps for them as a closure. So here's an example of the size of journal I have. You can see the spine's pretty thick and the decoration up top is rather plain, just simple. But we can create an elegant wrap using this beautiful trim. So I have some of this burgundy kind of pink trim. And what I've done is basically I've cut this to length around our journal, and I put a piece of it on top. And so I'm going to show you what the wrap looks like. So here is our ribbon, right? And I've topped it here. You can see how just adding it on top already creates beautiful, beautiful detail. I've used some of these vintage doilies and then cut them apart and just layered them. Added a cameo brad. But look at how pretty that sits on that ribbon. It just creates different colors. And then we have another doily here. I think it is so pretty. Simplicity is beauty, but let me show you what that looks like on top of our journal. You can see how it wraps around. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh, I love this. And then, I mean, there are other variations. You can make it more elaborate and use more fabric. But for this particular journal, I want to keep it simple. And like I said, again, simple and elegant. So you have your tie, you can create a bow. And just like that, you have your journal wrap, and you have your closure. So my tendency is when I start journaling, it kind of gets bulky, and this gives us enough space. So I've kind of lengthened this so that as it gets larger and thicker, then I can adjust the wrap accordingly. So that is one of the fun ideas of how I have used this beautiful, beautiful trim. I also love the fact that it's really light. So when you put it on top of a journal page, for example. So here, for example, is a plain page. We want to bring out some color. And I love, usually I have like little tabs. Another way to create a tab is use some trim on your journals. So here's a perfect example. It's not so top heavy, and it sits really nicely on your page. You just apply some glue to that, and you can already see how pretty. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. And so this type of trim also works well, obviously, with clothing, bag projects and stuff. And again, on vintage paper, because it's so light and delicate, it won't be so heavy that it ruins your vintage journal pages. So that's another fun idea on how to use that trim. And again, you have so much to use here. Let me just put this aside and show you the other project I ended up making using this beautiful trim. And it's just a little clutch pocket. And this is what it looks like. So I have some of this handmade paper that I got from Daiso. I trimmed it to size, but look at how gorgeous that looks. Isn't that pretty? I love burgundy, so I decided to go with this theme. And then we have our faux pearl teardrop trims with some of our rose gold pink trims. And then you open it up, and then we have our little pocket here that I can put some journaling cards and little swap items if I would like to send. For the closure, I think for this one, I don't want to use Velcro. I might do some magnetic closures for this one. Or if not, just put a little ribbon. But I think it turned out really pretty. What do you think, guys? I really love that. It looks really elegant. So we have that. So let me show you how I ended up using this gorgeous, oh my gosh, pink daisy trim. It is so pretty, and this one's pretty thick. It's not like thin. You can see the quality on the backside. And again, you get so much of this that you'll have projects for days that you can use it. And for that amount, again, if you're interested in any of these, I'll link it down below in the description box. So the first one is a guest check, an altered guest check. So here it is, and I think it's beautiful. I just did some layering there, and then you can see that that beautiful trim just accentuates the image and brings life to our guest check. I've also used a Craftspire wax seal that I'd shown you guys over a week ago. These are really beautiful. It's a Lily of the Valley. But isn't that pretty? This makes a beautiful kind of piece that you can use for a smaller journal. You can use it as a journaling card. You can also use it as a topper for your packages if you would like to send out some special vintage style packages in the mail to some friends. And the other one is also another great way to decorate your envelopes for your journals. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? These images, by the way, were gifted to me by, I believe it was Creating with Jovi, if I'm not mistaken, from my previous summer giveaway. So I love it. And then we have the beautiful pink and white daisy on top of that. This is an envelope, and I just kind of matted it with another piece. So this could be a wonderful kind of flip up in a journal, or it can just be something again that can be sent in Happy Mail. So here is another look at what we ended up making. Beautiful clutch pocket there. We have our journal wrap. I think it is just so pretty. This trim is really gorgeous. And then with our daisies, we have altered an envelope and a guest check. I hope you guys enjoyed this little project share. If you are interested, all of these trims are in the description box below, plus you get a 10% discount just for you guys. So enjoy. Thanks again for watching. Bye.